Hello guys, and welcome back once again to the Asian channel. And today we are going to talk about... Here's some interesting photos and news I found on the latest Chinese live-fire military drill around Taiwan as protest after they received the first delivery of their F-16 Block 70 variant for the United States. In the photo and in the live military exercise, it seems their KD-21 air-launched ballistic missile may have already entered service, as it was seen participating and used on the live-fire exercises. Make no mistake about it though, it's not just a show of force, but it's a Chinese live-fire training exercise for the actual Taiwan invasion, to debilitate Taiwan's military and then proceed to the ground invasion. The KD-21 was seen carried by the H-6K bomber to strike the perceived high-value enemy target during the exercise. The KD-21 air-launched ballistic missile, or ALBM, was first seen on the Zhuhai Air Show 2022. Now it seems to have entered service in the PLA. At first, the missile we thought would have the designation name of a YJ-21 because we expected the missile would be used as anti-ship missile, and the YJ series name is referred to the anti-ship weapons. Now it seems it'll officially carry the KD-21 designation. The KD series name refers to the land attack missiles used by the People's Liberation Army Air Force. So we could expect that the missile would be tasked to take out high-value targets within its range, like command centers and priority target on enemy airfields. But of course, the missile could still be used as anti-ship and take out enemy destroyers or aircraft carriers. The KD-21 in the photo is carried by the H-6K bomber from the 29th Air Regiment, 10th Bomber Divisions of the Eastern Theater Command based in Anqing, Anhui Province. The Eastern Theater Command is tasked to protect Chinese Eastern Province, and they've also control for any defensive or offensive strikes around the Taiwan area and the South China Sea. The KD-21 missile would be an addition to the wide array of missile and weapons on the Chinese vast arsenal task for their A280 system or anti-Axis aerial denial strategy around the first and second island chain. The KD-21 ALBM at first look, you would immediately notice it's very similar to the Russian Kinzhal hypersonic missile, which many experts calls it basically as the air-launched version of their Iskander-M ballistic missile. KD-21 air-launched ballistic missile has a range of 300 kilometers, but some are also saying it could be around 1,000 kilometers. It has a top speed Mach 4 to 6 or 4,900 to 6,100 kilometers per hour, depending on which phase the missile is in. Normally, the missile's fastest phase is during the terminal and homing. While the KD-21's range could also be extended because, again, it's an air-launched ballistic missile carried by the H-6K bomber, and the H-6K bomber has a range of 6,000 kilometers without refueling. But with aerial refueling, the H-6K bomber could easily carry and launch the KD-21 missile near the coast of Alaska. The KD-21 at first glance, as you can notice, is very similar to the Chinese CM-401 land-based hypersonic anti-ship missile, which could be the original version of the missile if it was really derived from the CM-401 and turned into an air-launched version. The CM-401 also has the same range and top speed. The KD-21 would pose significant threat and challenge to Taiwan or America ship who would try to enter Chinese waters because the missile can travel at very high speeds, and it could make a series of maneuver during terminal phase like a MIRV or multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle from newer intercontinental ballistic missiles or ICBM. Now, during real combat, the KD-21 probably will not be used for a single missile strike. Most likely it'll be used together with many other KD-21 missiles for saturation attack to overwhelm enemy air defense. Plus, it would also be paired with other Chinese hypersonic and ballistic missiles and their vast inventory of missile used for their anti-Axis area denial strategy because China, which is known to have the largest land-based missile inventory in the world. The KD-21 air-launched ballistic missile entering service would even make war planning by Chinese adversaries even more complicated. Also, remember, we still need to keep an eye in the future when their more powerful KF-21 air-launched hypersonic missile would enter service. It looks like the air-launched version of the TF-21D anti-ship ballistic missile overall, but the KF-21's top portion is kind of similar to the DF-17 medium-range ballistic missile. The KF-21 is estimated to have a maximum range of 3,000 kilometers due to its large shape, and it's expected to have a top speed of Mach 6 to 10 or 7,400 kilometers to 12,300 kilometers per hour, depending on the missile stages. That range could even go further, though, since it's an air-launched hypersonic missile carried by the H-6N bomber. The H-6N bomber is designed to carry a nuclear-capable missile and bomb, because the KF-21 could be armed with nuclear or conventional explosives.